So we'll begin with just grabbing everything that we listed as our responsibilities off of our shoulders and letting them rest in our hands and bringing it to the ground so we can practice free of any resistance. So we'll begin swinging our arms side to side and eventually landing our hands to the back of our necks and shaking our head no and switching to the other side, just opening our neck and our chest. Now we're going to go with some seated cat-cows. Roll our shoulders in circles, bringing our hands to our shoulders. And now we're going to rest into a side plank, bring ourselves into downward dog, lifting into a plank and back into our side plank. Switching sides, a star plank, downward dog, into child's pose. And now we'll find ourselves standing and we'll rest our arms in ka and bring ourselves down into a forward fold, touching our ankles and toes and rocking forward a bit, then going into a deep lunge and carrying ourselves down back to more side stretching and making sure to do the other side of our body. And now we'll sit into a hip opener, bringing back those cat-cows with an inhale and exhale. And just stretching our shoulders by bringing our arms and elbows to meet in the back of our head. And now we'll open our chest even more with circles, big drawn out dramatic circles. And at this point, if you feel a need to just reflect a bit on what was already written earlier and maybe add some more notes, that's a good time to do that. Back into some yoga flow, we'll just rock ourselves to our feet and come up for a bridge and hug our knees to our chest. And now we'll just open up our shoulders by reaching for the backs of our feet and opening up to lotus with the shoulder shimmy. Reaching for our elbows over the front of our chest. And now bring your arms overhead and stretching that out, bringing those elbows back in front of our chest and doing some wrist circles. And now back to a reverse plank. We'll rock a little into that pose. And our downward facing dog is our friend here, so we're just going to dip back down and just go in for some elbow push-ups and touchdowns to really strengthen our shoulders and our upper back. And we're going to feel the stretch of a crow pose, not necessarily walk into a crow, but just bringing the weight of our legs to our shoulders. And now we'll open up our chest some more with Ka and Ba, and back into those downward dog. And Ka and Ba on the other side, downward dog, plank into cobra, back to child's pose. And now we'll rest into a spinal twist by bringing our knees over and looking in the opposite direction. And now strengthening our core, we'll do a couple hollow V-ups. And at the end of this, just closing out some more downward dogs and cobra cycles and really twisting that spine out. And now that we are all strengthened, we can begin placing those responsibilities back onto our shoulders and finding a spot on our body that feels comfortable to touch and just giving thanks to ourselves. Now that we have readjusted to the weight of our responsibilities, we can begin affirming our strength and reestablishing ourselves as the rightful owner of the lives we lead. Thank you to yourself for joining this practice and for welcoming yourself into an intuitive shoulder stretch, following along if you felt inclined to. And if there's any spots that you may have missed or that I didn't go over, please feel free to deepen your practice now and throughout the rest of this week. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.